that. That was OPS, and I was trying to switch it. And all right, so news stories coming out, and hold on here. Again, I don't know why you wouldn't be able to hear me on Discord. Give me a second. So I don't know. It's showing the mic's on in Discord. If you can't hear it in Discord, you guys gotta go to YouTube. Sorry, I don't know what the deal is, but I switched microphones to my old microphone. All right, you can hear me in Discord. All right, that was easy. So, leaked stories about Ukrainian peace talks by Easter. Crude got smushed. I need to cancel these orders. I'm just working here because I don't even know what's going on right now. I feel like getting killed with these. Alright, so I mean we haven't missed much. I'm long Nasdaq here, Bark. Blind ATR retest. I had Lickin ATR retest confirm. I had Lickin Red Rum on. We'll go over that. I got out when it. We have a new version where you can get out and not risk the whole thing because I was having problems and I couldn't watch it. I'm like, I'll just get out here, and then of course it did that. I still have the Bark on at least though, so I am long one strategy here. New event, so we can trade off. You know, I'm always defaulting to the newest event for my trades. So depending on what happens here, I already have Bark on here. If this turns into a ATR retest confirm, I can take Bark and Lick trades as well. And then we have other trading strategies that we can take off this. Reversion trades where we're trading for reversions back to the zone. So say it comes up here, tags these Gex levels, starts coming back. That's called the back in black. Or we have a potential A+ reversion where your entry is back in a prior event and you take that. So we'll go over that if any of that happens here. But in the meantime, I am long off of this event. I'm going to now trail my stop to this event, which would be right here. So this is where it gets a little subjective as far as I don't like stopping out in the middle of zones or prior or in front of zones. So I'm going to move my stop back where it should be there. Not should be, but that's not knife through better exit. We'll cover that too.
Yes, I long validated.
Anyway, my long I'm going to put just below this zone here. Long stop, that is. So put it at 72.
NQ Iceberg sell NQ 150 contracts.
What is the deal here? Why is this not? Okay. Alright, so the other thing is too, I want to see where I might piece out of some of these NASDAQ. As it moves higher, pay myself as the market makes money available to me. For me, there's no important area here as far as market profile composite. There's no lugs. Let's see if this is a prior Z zone. This is the top of an Z zone. I have 7 on. I'm going to get out of 2 of these. So again, as the market I don't trail my stops. So I stop out based on events, but I will get out of portions of my trade as the market moves into important areas, right? And then now you have a sell ice event here too. So now I'm definitely going to trail my stop to this event, and then we'll take trades off of this event. 8.11 quarters the new stop for this. Again, a little rattled, sitting there messing with my damn microphone for 15 minutes. So sorry about that. 1125 OBS is a piece of crap. So that's the software that broadcasts it to YouTube, and it's garbage. There's a problem with it every week, it feels like. All right, so new event. So we just looked at that Izzy zone. So all I'm doing is monitoring my important areas and then looking for real-time volume events, aka concentrated volume, concentrated traders placing bets, and then we're taking advantage of when it moves out of here. So that is the whole. That's the whole ball of wax. That's what I'm doing here. So let me pause my chart, of course. All right, so this is one of my important areas. This is an inflection zone. So I draw these zones based on the 4 important areas of charting: tops and bottoms of balance areas, high volume nodes of balance areas, directional conviction, which this is heading up to. This actually should be a little lower, this zone, and then buying and selling tails. So that's what I draw the zones off of. Very important areas that the markets react to all the time when they come back to them. This was at the time. This was where this, and gaps are directional conviction too. So this was this huge gap down that day. Market traded up and through it, but it was still. Again, I can move this up a little bit here. It's still relevant because you can see this is where this directional conviction started again. So I'd have it like that right now. So it's right at the bottom of that. I'll take, that's an Izzy zone. If this
10 minutes time now, and
PC
the hour,
validated.
see the release of the EIA natural gas change.
if this fails out of here, I'll take a short. So again, most of my trading strategies
121 BCM.
are waiting for a move out of the zone to dictate what I'm going to do. That's the best way that I've determined from trading thousands of these things, and you can see this thing's already failing. So if this, I'm going to stop out of my long here, and I'm going to go short Izzy 811.75, and this is the zone drawing tool. We'll go over that, but this tells me my position sizing and where I get in, where I get out, all based on the volatility and the zone size of the zone. So I can put on 4 Izzy shorts if I stop out of this long. Get this in here. Is this an A+ reversion trade here? Let's see. No. So we'll go over that here in a sec, but this is not for my trade room if they're watching. This is not an A+ reversion. The entry for the reversion is through the prior event, so I'm not going to take that. All right, stop out. It's 11:50. All right, so that's working. So I'm long right now. This is how I trail my stops, right? So I got out of 2 up here. Because that was that Izzy zone, and then if this fails, I'm trailing my stop to the most recent event. So that's where I'll stop, and then I'll put on a fresh trade, a short trade off of that.
Trump US John nominee Jamieson Greer says he will seek to implement trade policies to incentivize good paying jobs.
But this is not proven bearish. How do I determine that? If the market can move an ATR out of the zone. This is a 5-minute Wilder's ATR right now. The ATR average range is about 23 points, 23.25 points. That just means the market's rotating about 23 points every 5 minutes. Very important to know the volatility. Because the traders out there that are using static stops where they're risking 10 points to make 20, a day like today, that's probably not a bad, I don't use I don't just impose my will on the market saying I want to risk 10 to make 20, but the point is, on a day when it's like a 40 ATR, which we've been seeing all the time lately, and you're only risking 10 points, you are almost 100% going to get whipsawed out of the trade just because of the volatility. But we use this in dictating the trades and where we enter, how to figure out if these zones are bullish or bearish. So again, I still don't know what this zone is, meaning it hasn't moved out of here, right? So if this holds and gets up here and tags the ATR above the blue line, then this is a bullish event, and I can put on certain trades for that. If it moves below here, tags the blue line below, it's a bearish event, and I have certain trades for that. I'm already working the Izzy short here, so we will watch that. Let's just all right, be careful with the
Order filled.
shit.
Order filled.
I know I deleted that order. You gotta be kidding me. I specifically said it out loud, and I went and deleted the order in the order book, and for some reason it was still in there, and I just got smoked on it. All right, anyway, be careful with crude. There's no, they come out and say that the article, there's some article that was leaked. They say it's false, like this was the move on the article. I'm not kidding you. Lately, I have lost every single time on my position on a news story. Like, you have these tariff flash headlines nonstop. Every single one of them has gone against my position for the last week. There's another one, right? So I didn't even mean to have this in. Hold on, I gotta see this flow thing. But anyway, be careful trading crude and gold right now because it's whipping back and forth. I just don't understand this euro alerts. I just don't get it. Like, see, it's still making noise. Like, it just makes no sense. Hold on here. I have multiple windows open, but you would think my main account would turn this up. So they're messing with me today. All right, just filled on that Nasdaq short, and it's still firing off. You you see what I go through here? Like, trading's hard enough, and I got to deal with this nonsense. So I'm trying to turn off the hero alerts. That's what's firing off here. So I'm not even looking at crude right now. It's just, again, look at this relative volume coming through. This is a news story. Something's coming out. We're always the last to know. Oh my goodness gracious. You might see me. I almost went on tilt the other day. I might go on tilt today. So anyway, where is it at? Here, crude right here. The volume's still coming in. It's already probably 6 times normal, right? So here's all my beatings I just took. So I just stopped out of these were the earlier trades. I already got out of those, but I stopped out of the bark and Q here, and now I'm short. I'm gonna have to email Spot Gamma. Like, I don't understand what I have every one of these charts turned off, and it's still.
Draw of 168 ECF on prior draw of 321.
I just don't understand what the hell is going on there. Like, makes no sense. I don't know, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just gonna X out all these. Like, I have no choice. I'm not gonna listen to this thing for.
Says discrimination against U.S. tech firms by other countries will not be reversed.
All right, I'll log back in there. But anyway, I'm not trading crude right now. There's too much news stuff going on. So this is very likely news story too. I am short. So this is the first move I think I've ever had that is actually my favorite in the last week that a news story's come out. It's gone in my direction. So I got short Izzy. That's all I have on. I stopped out of that long. This is a potential A+ reversion. No, it's not. So, all right, so I'm short here. I'm just trying to get my bearings, guys. It's like trading's hard enough, and then I got to deal with all this technical bullshit. Pardon my language. All right, nothing's happened in the S. Volume event-wise, right? And that's the driver of my trading. So I don't even pay attention to the market unless there's volume events going off. You know, there's stuff going off in gold. This is all based on the news stuff, so I'm sure it just ripped here. Yeah, so just be careful trading gold and crude right now. When it settles down, and you'll know that by the relative volume, then we'll take a look at some of these other markets. All right, in the meantime, basically what's going on. Let's see if we got anything in Russell. Got some buy ice here, and here's your retest, as usual. Let's see what we got here. Potential trades here. So algo guy is bullish. So I could take, if this comes back out of the zone, I can take barks and licks. The algo guy is my filtered. Algo guy is that's what we call the exponential moving average. It just helps with these more aggressive trades, which a bark is blind ATR retest confirm. And what I'm referring to here is those trading strategies, right? So we have position trading strategies. These are looking for bigger moves. So I'm just looking for volume events in important areas. Then we have auto fade strategies. So you might take some of these, Sexy Gexy, TikTok, Floby. Floby's the newest one. And then we have these reversion strategies, which are more for scalpers. So these auto fades are the very few of strategies that I get in right in the middle of a zone, right when the zone fires off. It's these three. Potentially could be taking one here if I can figure out the hero and why the hell it's going crazy. Let's see here. See, I'm not even seeing anything on the hero on why that would be firing off. There was one much earlier, but I guess that was a couple. So if something did fire off here in bearish, so I could have potentially put the NASDAQ on. So a Floby is, so with Spot Gamma, this is the real-time options flow. And again, this is off of the S&P, but NASDAQ follows the S&P pretty closely. I do have NDX on here, but you know, the trade's mainly supposed to be for the S&P. So the new strategy, so I'm adding strategies all the time, right? And there will be a course out very, very soon where you can get all these strategies, explanations, and then it's continuing education too. So every time I add a new strategy, I'm going to add, you know, I'll add it to the course. But anyway, the Floby is take any trade after a Spot Gamma hero flow alert when the corresponding stop iceberg event triggers, the hero moving lower, flow alert. So in this case, the hero is moving higher. So usually when you get these flow alerts, the market will reverse, right? So that means just heavy options activity just happened. So as soon as the hero levels out, the market will turn, and you can see this one work perfectly, right? So I could have possibly taken the Floby off of this NASDAQ. I just was rattled here trying to getting, with the audio crap. But anyway, that's kind of what you're looking for is, if it's bearish, a bearish reversal type of move like this was, you're looking for either sell ice or sell steps. I don't want to confuse people. It's a brand new thing, and I didn't take it, but I just want to let you know that that's one of the new auto fit strategies. And then we have these reversion strategies, which are taking trades back to the zone, which I may be able to take here in NASDAQ. Right, so yeah, so we do have the A plus reversion. So I'm going to take this one. Actually, the trading firm's already taken this. So this is, I just scratched that. So we have the A plus reversion. So the A plus reversion, and this wasn't one anyway, so I don't even know what I'm talking about here. So the A plus reversions, when you get an event, and then you get these reversions, see these dotted lines, those are the 1 ATR, the 2 ATR, the 3 ATR. Well, when you get those reversions in a prior zone or in front of it, as long as the stop's on the other side, you take those, because we already know from watching so many of these the ridiculous propensity for these markets to come back to these volume events. Well, now you're using prior events to help it, because traders that are caught here want the hell out. So when it comes to these areas, it helps propel it back to the zone on top of the algos that bring it back to the zone, right? So that's the trade. I just put this on. I was looking at this like this was the prior event. It's not. This was the prior event. So that is not a valid A plus reversion. What I could take here, though, are potential back in black. So what's a back in black? When the market bounces off an important area, DEX levels are very important areas, or my important areas I look at. So if this market comes down, bounces here, I would take the 3 ATR, the 2, and the 1, and I get back out of the zone. So these are great like scalp trades, right? So this is the only way that I've determined, and if you know my story, I used to be one of the biggest scalpers on the planet. It can't really be done now unless you are as fast as clicking a mouse as a computer is, because you're going against these algos. The best reversion trade that I know of, and again, if I was able to make millions of dollars like I used to scalping the order book, the dome, I would be doing it. There's a reason I'm not doing it, because it's basically impossible these days with the computers, right? You can see the algos in here whipsawing everybody. So the best scalp trade that I know of is the reversion trade, where you're in, you're out when it comes back to the zone. So we may be taking that here. Position trade wise, I am short. So I do want to see if this is an area, if we're approaching any area that I may get out. So this is an important area, right? You got yellow lug. This isn't much of a profit, but I don't ignore. Well, let me get out of a couple of these. All right, so I had 5 on, I got out of 2. So this is one of my important areas that I talk about all the time. This is where I initiate trades and I'll get out of trades. Hold on, I don't have my, let me pull this up for you guys. Trading in the zone doc here.
Ease on the lens that the pitch CEOs on a competitiveness plan.
Can't find it. So I go over this every week, guys, and every day in my room. Prerequisite, if you come to my room, you got to tattoo this to your forehead or your thigh. Anyway, I pay myself as the market makes money available to me. So what did we just hit? We hit the yellow lug, where I would usually get out of half my trade anyway, and it was confluent with VWAP, right? So that's an important area. I will get out of some if it's struggle, and it didn't just blow right through here. See, I was kind of struggling here, and this looks like, well, it didn't quite get down to the bottom of this, but so I got out of 2. If this continues to rip lower, I still have 3 on. If it rips back up, then at least I got out of 2, right? So I could take potentially the back in blacks. So again, I set GEX levels and or important areas. This is an important area. So if this starts to come back to that volume event, I could take the corresponding reversions back to the event. So I originally put on this A+, but it wasn't an A+, but now I actually could have taken this one anyway. So it looks like I'm going to miss that, because there's a camera in my office and it knows that I want to get long, and now it's going to run away. So if it does come back to this one, I'll put this on. And this is a live account with a trading firm, right? So the trading firm right now, the developer who actually developed the zone drawing tool, he set this up at the trading firm, so it automatically takes these A+ reversions, so I don't have to do it by hand, which is awesome. I hope he does this for every strategy that I have. But in the meantime, I'm taking these sexy Gexies. We'll go over that trade and these reversion trades by hand because he doesn't have an automated yet, but eventually it'll be automated. And I told you there's a camera in my office that heard me say I wanted to get long, and then that's what happened, because that's what happens every time. So anyway, I will take the 1. I missed the 2 coming back. I originally put it on, but I didn't see we were at an important level. That's why I took it back off. So hopefully that's not too confusing. If it does come back down here, I will put it on. Because what I'm looking for in the back in black, so that's this strategy here. Again, I'm going to be going over different strategies here. So the whole idea is, when you're watching this, or if you come in my room, is to pick a couple position trading strategies. It's to pick, maybe one or two of the auto fade strategies, and we'll go over these. We haven't really gone over them yet, except for going over Flow B a little bit, and then pick 1 or 2 of the, or both of these reversion trade strategies. So the way I have these is I have these different accounts set up, and so for each one of these, you see the Apex accounts, right? Some of them are live, some of them are building up. So this is over this, and this is what I keep telling you guys. If you're learning or you're practicing or whatever, this is a great way to work on your trading without risking your own funds. All right. So let's see here. So these are all the accounts. Right, so each one of these is connected to, right, so you can see this. So these amounts may not look like a lot, but relatively they are a lot. So each one of these, like the 150,000 account, and while we're on here, I'll just show you quickly since nothing's going on, right? So when you go to the website, right, that's these different account sizes, right? So for the 150, and I cannot stand this revolving thing, but for the 150, you've got to make, and here it comes. I'll try to cover it before it runs off. You got to make $9,000 before you lose 5,000, right? So what does that mean? It means this is not a $150,000 account. It's a $5,000 account, right? So even when you go live, it's not, you can lose 150 grand, you can lose 5 grand. So that's a $5,000 account. It's not 150. My point is, it's only 5,000, so I can only, and it's a trailing stop too. So anytime I can be, and this has happened many times, where I'll be close to the profit goal, 9,000 for the for the tryout ones, and I'll pull back 5,000. I'm still up $4,000, right? Or 3,900, whatever it was. I didn't quite hit the goal. You pull back, you're still profitable, and you blow out of the account. All right, hold on, we'll go back over that. I just filled on that reversion. Oh. I thought I got lucky and it came back to the 2. So I got the 1 back on. This is the back in black. So my exit's going to be here at, it's right in front of the zone here. So this is 35.75. We'll put that in there. That sucks. Look like that came right back there and I didn't get filled in. So my own fault. I should have seen we were bouncing off the lug, the yellow lug and the VWAP. I should have the 2 on as well. So the 1's working. So that's that dashed line. My stop for the 1 is down here. So this is just the reversion trade. I'm short a position trade on one of these other accounts, and this is what I was showing you, right? So these are these different accounts. So what I'm getting at is these amounts don't look like eye-popping, but for a $5,000 account, this one's up over 100%. This one's up over 100%. I'm sorry, I take that back. For the 250, I think it's 6,000. So it's close to 100%. So you can see, all these strategies are basically profitable, right? A couple of them are, and you got to remember too, like I said, I can't tell you how many that I've had that are profitable and it pulls back $5 grand, and you're going to have drawdowns and then it blows out the account. That's what you got to accept if you're trading these things. But again, these are great practice to take, to have these to work on your trading, and then if you do well, you're funded anyway. And then here's a couple of these are the live ones here that I got. I don't know why that's not working. All right, so this, these ones are basically scratch right now, and then this one's up $3 grand. All right, so I'm out of this reversion. Why? Because I'm waiting for it to get back to the zone, and it did it anyway. But when I hear a new event, I'm not gonna hope it comes back to this event, right? So this was the reversion, and it worked perfect. But the minute I hear a new event, let's say it was down here, I'm out of that trade. I'm not going to hope it can get back to this event if there's a new event, right? So anyway, that trade worked. That sucked that I missed the 2. It's my own fault. Another mistake. That's the reversion trade, guys. So it's no subjectiveness. You're getting in. you know, the only thing that's subjective is, hey, is it bouncing? This is the back and black trade. Is it bouncing off of something important? You don't have to wait for something important. You can take these aggressively. So there's traders in my room that take every single one, every single two, every single three, because that's been the trade for 2 years. They're a better trade when it's showing it can bounce off something, and that just helps it come back to the zone. But it comes back to the zone as it is, right? So anyway, that's that trade, and I'm still short, which I got to get my stop in here. So the way I trail my stops, so remember I took that Izzy short, got in there. My stop was up here. Well, now we got all right, something's going on here. There's more news hitting, obviously. Now my stop for that short is this. I don't know what's going on today. I don't hear this dude talking anymore either, did I? No, it's still connected. So what I'm talking about is this stuff here. Right, so. Right, something's going on. Right, you can tell by the gold's firing off now too. So again, guys, this is what you're risking right now when you're trading this. I mean, this is great. It's the first trade ever last week that's moving in and now we're freezing because stuff's hitting the fan. That there's a news headline and it's working in my favor. So actually, I want to see where I might get out of a couple more of these. And of course, the squat guy is completely silent. Hold on here. But what I was getting at, this is just how it's been for the last week. You know, every time Trump says something, the market reacts.
Trade reciprocity with China requires both tariffs and non-tariff barriers.
So anyway, I could have got out of one more down there. That was that market profile composite. I didn't even have time, right? My Bookmap was frozen. So regardless, this is a new event. Let's just trade something off of this. And I can take reversions to this guy now because it's a new event. So let's see what we got here. First of all, let's see where algo guy is. This is exponential moving average. That is now bearish. So barks and licks are on the table to the downside here. And we already got the ATR, right? So my requirement for the bark, a bark just stands for blind ATR. Blind, what does blind mean? It means it can happen anywhere. I don't need it to be in an important area. I just need to see the pattern of an ATR, a retest, confirm, and I put the trade on. They're very, very active, right? Because they can happen anywhere. The rest of these trading strategies have to happen in important areas. So now I'm just looking, these are my important areas. I'm sure you have your important areas. I'm telling you, if you demand a volume event in those areas, your profit win percentage is going to skyrocket, right? Because you're using something. Yeah, it's great to see lines on a chart and see markets react in certain areas. Well, it's even better when you have the real-time volume confirming those areas. That's the whole point, right? So those are my important areas.
Your nominee career says it's important to have trade transparency on outbound investment into China.
So anyway, what I was saying is the bark is just, this doesn't have to be an important area, but it has to follow the pattern ATR retest confirm. Same with the lick. A lick is a bark. It's the same thing, but with the lick trade, so say I put it on off here, which I may, we get the ATR. It's trying to retest. I didn't do any reversions here. It just happened too fast, but we get ATR retest confirm. I'm going to be short, and there's a lick down here. Let's see what else we got. You got liquidity right here. So that would be my target for my lick, right? I'm looking for long-term resting liquidity. What does that mean? That means this is a magnet. The market is very, 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 very probably 100% going to hit this level sometime today. Does it mean it's going here right now? No. But why do I say that? Because whoever this is, wants the fill. Well, how do I know that? Well, because if something comes out right now, it's going to rip right through this. Like it's been in here through numbers or whatever. That's how you know. The longer it sits in here, they don't care if something happens. That means they want their fill. You see what I'm saying? So newbies that come in here and say they saw bands of liquidity, and we can find most of these markets have stuff like this, right, where you see liquidity. They're like, oh man, look at all those buyers down there. I want to get long. It's the exact opposite. The longer it's been in here, they want to get their fills. This is the big money. They will force the market down to their orders. How do I know that? Because that's the game I used to play all day, every day. I would load up the order book, and I would start to sell up here, and I'd use my bullets, and I'd start pushing the market down. And when I got close to my bid down here, sorry, I didn't mean that one. It's on this side. I would flush them. I'd start selling as many as I can. People would jump on my coattails because they see the flurry of selling, and they would run right into my bid. I would get filled. And what I would also do is I would spoof the market. Back then, spoofing was legal. So again, I would have my bid in here, right? Say this, I would do this in ES, not in NQ, but say I had 1,000 there, and I'd start testing the waters up here. I'd start selling some, and the market would react. I sell some more. I'm like, okay, no one's buying. Then as it got closer to my bid, I would just step on the gas and I would be putting offers in, 500, 500, 500, just to scare the market into my bid, right? It's the big game, and they're still playing the game, and I'm showing you the game. That's what this liquidity stuff is. So then I would get filled, then I would yank my offers, and then the market would rip off the page because there's, it's like a vacuum type of thing. So anyway, the point is, markets are 100% manipulated, but we're seeing what they're doing. So if you can't beat them, join them. So the point is, for this one, know that that is probably going to get their fill. So that's what the trade is for the lick. So if I get the ATR retest confirm, I'm going to put that on, and this is going to be my ultimate target for the lick. For the bark, I'll get out at certain areas, like you saw me get out of the first dizzy. I got some at the red lug, so on, or the yellow lug, so on and so forth. So we'll go over that as it happens. Guys, I know I'm talking fast, I'm trying to cover all this stuff, and I'm trading live. So I'm a little rattled from my morning technical difficulties. So I could get out of one of these. If it starts to struggle here, this is one of my important areas. This is a market profile composite high. Here, I'll just show you this. This is a high and a low, looks like, right? Actually, I got to merge these back because I switch data feeds and I lose all my merges. There you go. So this is the current one. We're right there. Very important areas. It's like if I got a volume of it right here, I have a trade for that. It's called the pick. Profiles encourage. Anyway, if it can't get through here, I'm going to get out of one of these IZZs, another one of these IZZs. And it's struggling right now, so I'm going to get out of one. So I still got two on, right? That's an important area. It's struggling to get through. This guy could probably be... I'm going to cut this one off. This one's from a while. There you go. That's a little easier on the eyes. Again, these, I lost my... these like merges unravel. So all these blue zones are multiple value area days, single days merged together, which are very, very powerful. So you can see on this one, before I start to merge them, even this one, right? This was a 2-day. Again, I lost them all when I switched data feeds. That's why that's there. This one was a 3-day. I'll merge that final day here. So if the next day, so if you get single days, right? Value area, and value area is just where 70% of the trade occurred for that day. If you get the next day, at least 50% of that day is overlapping the first, then you merge them. And the more you get, the more powerful the area is, meaning the more days you get. So sometimes you'll get 5-10 days of value areas, market profile composites. Very, very, very important areas. And you will see these markets bounce off these things. And then you can come up with a thesis too, right? So if this does get into this, the expectation is what usually happens is the other side. So you can use that knowledge of what should happen and say, okay, I'm short. I'm going to try to hold one to the bottom of this guy, type of thing. See what I'm saying? You get me? All right. So anyway, this is the Apex stuff. Those are all those accounts, and these are the live ones. You can use my code when you go in there and get the discount. It's not $297. I think they got 80% off right now. What am I phone on? Oh, left orders in the order book in gold. Hold on a second here. Why am I sure? What is going on here? Why is it showing me short? Hold on, I just forgot to cancel these orders earlier, guys. And like I said, I was rattled when we got out of these. Those are the bark and lick from earlier that I just stopped, that I forgot to take that stop off. So, this is not a bark and lick yet. I need to see, I still have the IZZY on off of this, the IZZY short, right? But if I see the ATR retest confirmed, then I'll put those on. That is not I had the stop from this guy from earlier. I just forgot to delete it like everything. Yes, that's one of the reasons I use the Apex accounts too, right? It's like, even the live ones, I make mistakes all the time. Like 2 weeks ago, I had a live one that was about to get paid, and I lost $5,000 on a mistake, right? So it's like, if I make mistakes, forget to take orders out, I'm not like blowing my livelihood, what I feed my family with. So that's another reason. And then, the other thing is I'm trading for the trading firm on this stuff too. So I'm perfectly fine. I used to trade everything on my live account on one screen. So in the old days, if you watch many of my old webinars, I would have one screen and I would go over all these different strategies on one thing, and then I would make mistakes, and I've lost thousands of dollars on mistakes. So it's like, these things are perfect because you can And again, as you make money with them, then they're funded anyway. And for some reason, if you do make a mistake and you blow out a live account, well, it's not going to change your life, right? If you lose 50 grand of your own money, it's going to change your life. So anyway, Pulcini 50 is the I don't know why it's not showing that, but here, you know what? And I forgot to put this in. So this is, we'll go over all these two. Here's the zone drawing tool, the course. We'll go over this. I'll put this in the YouTube. I need a breath. So you guys got questions, throw them in. There we go. All right, let's see what you guys think. You can hear me good. I'm glad I just checked that now. YouTube is very good. Not seen. How do I get a copy of your strategies, Kevin Pete? The strategies are part of my trade room. So you can join my trade room. So this is what I do every day, right? I'll get on every morning and afternoon and I trade live and I go over these strategies. So there's going to be a course for this too. I know I keep saying it. It's just, you can see how many damn strategies there are, right? And guys, this is not take every strategy. We already went over this. It's pick a couple. These are all my strategies over 25 years, right? So pick a couple. If you have bandwidth, then pick more than, pick 5 of them or 10 of them, whatever you can handle. But this is not, you have people come in my trade room and say, it's like drinking from a fire hose. There's just so much stuff. It's really not that much stuff. Here's a new event, by the way. I just missed this damn trade. Hold on. This is a sexy Gexy. I missed it. I didn't even hear this fire off. So I chased this up a little bit. That's probably not smart. Hold on here. And I had too much size on top of it, so this could hurt. So what's a sexy Gexy? This is one of the auto trade. It's a fade too. Market moves into this important options level. With buy ice, you jump in right in the middle of the zone. That is not right in the middle of the zone. Actually, I'm gonna scratch this because one, you can see my position sizing here. So for position trades, I can put on only 0.3 of a full contract, risking $500. So if I put a full one on, and I'm wrong on this, that's what this entry that is. I would lose $1,500. I don't want to lose 50. This is a live account with the trading firm. I missed this trade. It's my own fault. Point is, you can trade it bigger because this zone drawing tool is basing your entry off of my traditional entries, right? So if I go long my position trades, I'm waiting for here to go long, right? Because again, from watching, you can see these damn algos in here, from watching a million of these things, the best way to get in these are waiting for the market to show its hand, meaning if it can push an ATR out of here, plus, then I'm willing to go long. I'm not willing to go long in the algo stuff, except for the auto trade strategies. I'm willing to take it long right when the event fires off if it's in an important GEX level. This is the sexy Gexy. This is the newest trade. I've done a couple Mentor Q webinars with them. Their levels are awesome. And I use Spot Gamma as well. You guys have seen the Spot Gamma stuff I did. And you're welcome, by the way, if you took this, because I got out and I was going to go right to the damn exit. And I'll go over how you exit this trade. Spot Gamma levels and they're usually synonymous anyway, and or Mentor Q levels. What's great about Mentor Q is they have them for all of these products. Spot Gamma is just equities and equity futures. Spot Gamma, it's gold, natural gas, crude, wheat, soybeans, copper, silver. So you can get all these options levels for all these other products. I kind of sussied out of that. It's like I missed the entry. This is a live account. I didn't feel like losing $1,000. I'm okay putting that on there, and then you risk down to the regular stop. So it's my own fault, but you're welcome if you put that on because it's a 100% winner. So how am I trading this sexy Gexy? It's an auto entry. So you're looking for, it's a fade trade, right? So I'm looking for the opposing volume, meaning it's moving down. I get the buy ice. I already know the dealers are going to be reacting here. They have to, right? They have to hedge. You're usually going to get some kind of reaction unless the big money's in here and just plows right through. So the trade is looking for their reaction. And how I trade that is, so I'll put on multiple contracts, whatever allows me. And then the first move out, I actually get out of half of the trade before it even gets to the ATR, right in front of the ATR. That's looking for the dealer reaction. Then I'll leave the other half on looking for a bigger move because this is a volume event. And this is how we put on our position trade strategies that are looking for bigger moves. You see what I'm saying? So I look for the dealer reaction, and if I get another chance to put this on, I may put this on because it hasn't moved out of here at all. It won't because the camera in my office won't let it. And then they know what I'm doing. But if it did move down in here, I'll put it on. Here, I'll even put this right here. There's no way. Zero chance this comes and fills me. I've seen this movie before. So anyway, that's the newest trade, one of the newest trading strategies. It's one of so what I keep saying is there's something for everyone as far as what type of trader you are. Most traders are not position traders. They can't handle it mentally, right? They can't sit through it. These are the best trades because risk reward, because you're getting bigger moves. Most traders can't sit through this, right? And I was one of them back in the day. That's why I became a scalper, because I couldn't handle the back and forth nonsense. This is a great R trade, risk reward, because you're hopping in right smack dab in the middle of the zone and you're risking to the regular risk. But for my long strategies, and by the way, I'm short and I'm going to trail it to that, and I could go long here too. We'll look at here. Look what this area is. So if I'm taking a position strategy, I'm waiting for it to get up here and I'm risking all the way down here. Well, that's a lot of risk to suggest to it, but that's the best way that I've determined not to get algoed. I will take the longs or the trades in the middle of the zone on the auto fade. So hold on, let me, I gotta trail this stop. I still got 2 on. Remember, I got out of a couple more at the market profile composite. So this is actually, I think this is a pick. So we've always moved to the most recent event. Here's a buy ice. Step 1. Step 2, what important areas are we at? Well, we're at this market profile composite. This is where I got out of some of my shorts. So if this bounces out of here, I'm taking the pick long. What's the pick? Profiles encourage. Position trade. Right here. This is named. So these are funny names, like they're memorable names. This is named after the JFK book, Profiles Encourage, right? Because it's market profile. Get it? I'm very, very witty like that. It's a joke. This is why this new one's called Floby. We'll get into that one again. I mean, you got to make yourself laugh when you're trading. You're going to lose your mind. So that's what. And these are memorable for my traders too, right? You'll remember Floby. I guarantee it. We had a guy the other day. One of the traders we traded was like, "Wait, Floby, as far as that hair cutting machine?" I'm like, "Yep, that's exactly what it is." So you will remember Floby. I can guarantee you. So anyway, if this moves out of here, I can at least take a pick long, right? Profiles encourage, right there. And this is an aggressive entry, meaning I don't wait till we were talking about ATR retests, right? So like for the bark and lick, I would wait for ATR retest. For the pick trade and Izzy, most of my Izzy trades, the first move out of here, I'm going long. I told you it won't fill me on this, by the way, 100%. All right, so I'm going to get out of my short. This is how I trail my stops. Remember, I was short from way up here off of this guy. Remember the Izzy trade? I was short off of that. And then that came in, I trailed my stop to that, and now this came in, and I'm trailing my stop to that. That's how I trail my stops. I do not randomly put my stops in the middle of market because of something I want, aka meaning because I don't want to give back my profit. I trail my stop. It's the biggest flaw that traders do. I still can't. That's my biggest pet peeve. Traders that trailing. Oh, I want to book my profit. What do you think these algos are trading off of? They know that traders trail their stops, and that's when they start. You see the liquidity in here. You see the games. They know they're here. This is a zero-sum game. They are here to take your money. They know traders trail their stops, so they stop you out, and then it goes. So this is why I demand a new event to trail my stop to, right? Or else I'll get out in important areas as it comes down. But if it starts moving back up, it's got to get here off of a new event, and then I'm out. And then I put on new trades, right? So that's how I do it. And I'm telling you, once you watch about 200,000 of these, you'll do it the same way, because you'll say, hey, yeah, I want to wait for this to move back out of here for me to get out. And I don't want to just trail my stops in the middle of algo land. These algos can pick up whether there's big money in here and big things happening like we can, right? So when there's not, they play games. All right, I got to get this in. The pick long, and I'm going to stop out of my Izzy short. The rest of them, 780, 775. And it's right there. Oh, no, sorry. That was not it. What am I doing here? Struggling as usual. Should only have 2 on. All right, 780, 775. And then I'm going to go long pick. So I'll stop out of my Izzy, and I'll put on the pick. And I can put on 0.3 based on the volatility and what I'm risking. So I'm risking $500 on a trade. 80, what did I say? So it's right here too. You can put it on the 788 now. All right. So that's one of the longs. What else can I do? What other areas should I say? This is an Izzy, right? This zone, it moved out, and you see it reacted at that. That's the Izzy we took short. Now it's back into this one. I'll take that. If this moves out of here, that long as well. So I'll get out of my short Izzy and long, go long Izzy, 788. On here. All right, those are all working. So I could put out a couple more there. All right, those are working. Actually, get some tick strike going. I usually have this up, but I was already rattled with the volume nonsense, OBS nonsense, so I forgot to bring this up. So guys, everything I'm using, and you don't have to, I just got this question again last night from one of my room members. Do I have to use all the stuff that you're using? No, you don't have to. The only thing you really need to have the best edge that I've ever seen is Bookmap and the MBO bundle. That gives you, that's what powers the MBO data, is what shows you these icebergs and stop runs, which is the core of my trading, right? It's the most important stuff that I've ever seen in my in trading futures. If you can know these areas, that's what the edge is, right? So, but you have to have Bookmap, and you have to have the MBO bundle, and you have to have a data feed that gives you that enhanced data, right? The only two right now that I know of is Rhythmic, right? And you can get that on the Bookmap marketplace. And now Bookmap data. They have their own data feed now. So you can use either one. You're probably better off getting the Bookmap data, because if you have problems, you can go right to them. Rhythmic is good luck trying to get a hold of them and support. But I don't even, but the thing is, I don't see the market here. When you click on market data, you don't see Bookmap. So I don't understand that. Dan, do you know why that is? Like the add-on is not, you don't see the Bookmap data here for the market data. So anyway, all you really need to trade is the Bookmap and Bookmap data and the MBO bundle, right? The rest of the stuff is stuff that I use in my trading that I think is important. Doesn't mean you have to get every one of these, because then I hear, oh my God, the costs are just out of line. There's some things you consider. Why do you think I use crappy Thinkorswim, right? I use it because it's free. I don't have to pay for charting. I don't think you should have to pay for charting. Use a free service. You put some money in Thinkorswim, pull it out, you get the stuff for free. There are things you have to pay for if you want to trade well, and Bookmap is the driver of my trading. So that's when you even in this document that I put in the YouTube channel, this is like the zone drawing tool. You don't have to have this. I'm telling you, it's going to save years off your life from drawing zones. I still don't get filled on this, by the way, to the tick. Oh, and like I said, how good was this Sexy Gexy? I missed it. I told you I wouldn't get filled. It's like I'm psychic or something. So I'm canceling that now, because I would have been out of the half. So again, the trade for the Sexy Gexy is look for, this is the Mentor Q level. Look for in this case, either a sell stop run, which is usually rejection, called the Dumb and Dumber. These are the six setups that I teach, that I trade off of in my course. Or buy ice. This was buy ice. I should have been in multiple contracts here. Again, I got in and I'm like, what am I doing? That's not the correct entry, so that's why I got out. But you get out of half once it moves in front of an ATR, and then you hold the half for a bigger move. So what I'm referring to here too, I know we go over this every week, but you got questions, put them in, guys. I got to take a breath anyway, chirping for straight through. All right, so what I'm talking about here, like for instance, this is a Titanic SI event, stop ice event. I name my events. There's six distinct events. This is a Titanic. It's very, very technical. Looking for, just like the iceberg, like Titanic, get it? It runs into an iceberg. This one ran into a by iceberg. Very, very technical stuff. Just kidding. Hold on, I'm trying to find this. All right, I got out of the short, and now I'm long Izzy. And pick. So this is what I'm referring to, guys, when I'm talking about these different setups, right? So this is my course. You can get the course on my website or on Bookmap Marketplace, right? So it goes over everything. It goes over the settings, the thresholds, the on-chart stuff, the sweeps indicator, how to draw the zones. This is like progression, because we were drawing them wrong to begin with. They were still an edge, but the zones were not drawn properly. So this is progression. This is if you want to draw them by hand. Now we have the zone drawing tool that does it You don't have to do anything. And when you replay the days to practice, not a game, practice, it will draw the zones for you. It's incredible. So you can practice your trading, which you should be. So this is what I'm talking about. The distinct setups that I look for to place my trades. The Dumb and Dumber. It's when you get a stop run that rejects. It's dumb money puke. That's what usually the stop runs usually do. But sometimes they hold, meaning you get the stop run, say it's the sell stop run, and then the big money comes behind it. That's a stop and hold. Titanic, we just saw that in NQ. I'm long off of that. Broken ice, when you have, so say that buy ice came in and it broke, that's broken ice. Again, very, very highly technical terms here. Double whammy is when you get stop run, sell, say for this instance, you get a sell stop run into the waiting hands of buy ice, right? So you get the dumb money puke into the big money. Those are usually awesome rejection trades. The step bros, the sixth wonder of the world, the unicorn. It's when you get, it's like sell stops and sell ice in the same direction. So this is inherently, that would inherently be bearish, bullish. So you can come up with a thesis based on this stuff too, on what should happen. I go over all this in the course. And then how to use the ATR, advanced trading zones, and then you get to see my beautiful smiling face at the end of it. That's worth the cost of the course right there alone. All right, so here we go. So what did I may have just missed a reversion trade here too because I was chirping. This was a potential reversion. Why? This is a back in black. See that? That's spot gamma. See how I tagged that? I could have put on the one reversion trade coming back here. So I have all these different strategies. You may not want to put on position trades. You say, I just want to take the reversions. Well, you should have taken that. I should have taken that. I should have taken it on this account, actually. So I've already missed 2 trades on this account, and I'm sitting here. This is the reason I brought this account on the Bookmap, so I wouldn't miss trades. I already missed the Sexy Gexy, and I just missed the back in black off of the spot gamma level. So that's my own fault. Let me see. I might be able to get in this. Come on. Pop back up there. All right, I got in front of there a little bit. So I'll get out here. So now I'm going to pay the price. Again, you imagine trading with a camera in your office that sees everything you do, and then the market does exactly opposite. It's not fun. So anyway, I chased that down a couple points. Stop for that. Back in black. Here it is. This dashed dotted line. That's the stop. So if I'm wrong, that's where I will stop. Other than that, I'll be out of the zone. So this is the one ATR back in black. Came up here, tagged that level, started coming back in the trade. Right now I got lucky. It popped back. I'm probably not going to get lucky though. It doesn't have to be just Gex levels either, right? It could be something important. I didn't get anything important there. But this was yellow lug and VWAP too. So I'm perfectly fine with this, right? Market moved down, came back, tagged that, started hitting the ATRs coming back to the zone. That's the back in black. That's this trade right here. Take 1, 2, and or 3 backdoor reversion, ATR backdoor reversion entries after the market touches an important area. So it touched 2 important areas. 3, touched yellow lug, VWAP, and that spot gamma level. It begins to move back through the given ATRs back to the SI volume event. Right? So there's already probably been like 10 of them today. We'll look at these other markets. So that's the trade. So if and then you got your stop. This is very automated, like it's your own algo. There's no like subjectiveness. Right, so when I put on my position trades, I'm like, oh, well, this is an important area. You may not have the same important areas. This one is you put it on there and you get out there. That's it. And then you just take as many as you can and let the edge play out for you. All right, so I'm not going to watch that right now because then it won't come back to the zone if I watch it, because that's how my world works. This probably was one. I guarantee it was. So remember, I'm looking for a reaction at these. Again, you can take these aggressively. I mean, you don't need to back in black. You don't need to bounce off something, right? But for the sake of these webinars on top of it, I can't take all the aggressive ones. It's impossible. If I was watching this for a back in black, I would not have taken it off of these. Not to say something else wasn't important up here. We'll look at it in a second. But this pushed through there. That is not showing a reaction, right? So I wouldn't have taken that Sexy Gexy, but I will promise you there was something else up here I could have taken. Not Sexy Gexy, back in black. I promise you there was something up here that I could have taken it off of. Let's see. Let's go ahead and see. What was that? Is that there? Nothing there. What price was that? 35. So nothing for me for the back in black there. But it did retest the zone. That's the whole point, right? They still retest the zone. When you're using the back in black, you're just using something to help propel it back to the zone. So I didn't miss anything there, which is Nice. This is the most recent event in gold. It already retested the zone. So guys, they're all over the place.
President Trump and Japan's Ishiba also discussed joint AI and chip developments at the summit.
Here's your 1 ATR entry. Stops up there. I'm not saying that this wasn't a back in black, but I'm telling you they work as it is. We've traded these aggressively or naked. Don't trade naked. I'm talking about the actual trade for 2 years. The back in black's even better in my opinion, but you can take. The point is, if you're going to take them aggressively, you take every single one you can take. That's how you let the edge play out, or else it's just a random trade like anything else. All right, I got to take a break. You guys got questions? Throw them in the YouTube. There was a good silver trade earlier. Let's see. Look at some of these other markets. That's the other great thing. It does not matter what market you're trading. If you know the thresholds and the zone drawer draws them for you anyway, you don't even need to know them now. It's all about volume in these algos. That's all we're trading off of. There you go. This was soybeans. Okay, back to that one. Bonds. Well, you know, this one kind of went through it. I think this was an A+. Back to the zone. Surprise, surprise. Let's see. Silver. Silver did not retest. But you got a new event here anyway. So the other thing too, you don't want to be taking sexy Gexies and you don't want to be taking back in blacks or any reversion trades if the relative volume is spiking. So you wouldn't have taken any of these. I wouldn't have because of this. Look at this relative volume. Don't be messing with reversion trades. Look at this. And I'm not get stopped out of that on Q. So I missed the winner and put on the loser, of course. Look at that. Don't be messing when you see relative volume over 200%. This is big money playing. Same with copper. Just don't do it. I'm telling you, because the big money's in there. The reversion trade's looking for algo reversion nonsense, right? Where they play the games back to the volume events. When the big money's in here, this thing could rip, and it does, and this one did rip through all of these, right? But the great thing too is the back in black, you're waiting. You're not taking them aggressively, right? So if I took the one aggressively, I got blown out. Say the relative volume was normal. I lost. If I took the two, I lost. The back in black, like I would have never put on the one because it never came back. I would have never put on the two because it never hit something and came back. So I would have avoided that anyway. But if you're trading either the aggressive or the back in blacks or the Gexies, do not take them if the relative volume is spiking. All right, I'm going to stop out of this. So guys, this is a great example of being consistent, right? So I missed the damn sexy Gexy, which I should still have a partial on, right? And then I put on the 1 ATR reversion, and I'm gonna lose on that one. So that's how it works when you're not being consistent. All right, the twos right here. You know, if this were to fail, I could potentially put on the back in black off this area. I mean, that already went through here, but this is where it gets subjective right here. It's like, okay, is this really? You're not entering the two as it bounces off of. The two's right at that area, right? So I'll just leave the one on. Because I don't feel like losing $1,000 on this trade anyway. So I got the one on. If it comes back, great. Other than that, I'm long Izzy, right? And Izzy and pick. So these are different strategies. On this account, I have the back in black on. On my other position trading accounts, I have Izzy and I have pick on long. Right? That's another great thing about the Apex. You can assign different accounts to different strategies. There's a guy in my room who's just finally doing it, catching on. That's what I tell him all to do. He was doing it with TraderBait. I was going to show you, but so guys, this is what I'm talking about too. This is my trading room, right? And this is, if you come in here, please be these traders where they're posting what they did. When you see something, post it, post it, post it. I want this to be like, here's a guy that bought his private island off of the money he's made from my trading room. I'm just kidding. But this is what I want, right? And this helps. It's like our own trading desk where if you don't see something, somebody posts it like, oh, I didn't see that. I'm going to go over there and trade that, right? So that's what I want from the trading room. So if you're going to come in there and be a secret squirrel, don't come in there. Go to another trading room. All right, let's see what's going on in these other markets. So, you know, I'm okay with trading. This was, I don't even know what this was. I left an order in the order book, of course, when the news came out. I thought I canceled it and I got run over. So that wasn't even an official trade. it's settled down now, so you can probably start trading, back in blacks and stuff. So this one got a little too there, so I wouldn't have taken that one. But that was the one ATR back to the zone. Surprise, surprise. So when the relative volume is spiking, you can take the position trades. That's what you want. You want heavy relative volume because that gives you the bigger moves, right? All right, I think I'm going to lose on this on Q. So, and this is trading too. If you lose, you're going to have losing trades all the time. The whole point of an edge is you have more winners than losers, right? So, stop me out, get it over with, and I am long my other stuff. So for my longs, I want to start to look at some areas I may piece out of this trade, right? And this is the beauty of tick strike. So nothing worse than watching your position go against you and listening to it. It's horrible. All right, for me, there's nothing to get out of these Izzy longs, Izzy and pick longs. So again, I took the pick long, volume event at the top of that, and we saw the inflection zone. That was this. Moved out and back in this guy. Right, moved out, back in this white zone, volume event. So I took that too. And overall, these markets look very bullish. Surprise, surprise, right? You had Veil Balance breakdown the other day. Go to my Twitter or X channel. I posted this recently. This is a very good to kind of understand how I draw the zones and come up with the thesis stuff. I did a one-on-one mentoring. This is the first mentoring session I ever posted, right? So go to my account there. What am I doing here? It's the last post, I think. Yeah, right here. Go watch this. So this is a full hour mentoring session that I did with, remember, my trade room, where I go over all the basics. So what I do, and I haven't even really looked at this stuff so far today because I had all these problems, but so for instance, I could have taken these double-sized longs because this market looks very, very bullish right now, as usual, right? So I come up with a thesis or guess every day, and that's what a thesis is. It's a guess. I'm not psychic. I have no idea what's going to happen. That's why I use real-time volume events to help guide my trading. But when I get the real-time volume event in the direction of my guess, I trade bigger. It's called an A+ setup. So going back to yesterday or whatever, Tuesday or Wednesday, Veil Balance breakdown. Not only did it do that, so what's a Veil Balance breakdown? There's your balance. A balance is just two-sided trade. Market tried to break down. You got 2 buying tails, 3 buying tails, 4 buying tails. I was telling you something was up right there. What are tails? It's just instant rejection, right? Then it got back through the high volume node. This is the best trade in trading, position trading. Once it gets to the high volume node, which is just the middle of a balance area, the first event you take, we actually took this yesterday. I put it in my room while I was taking it. You jump in, first move out. So that's called the FBB. That's this guy. Where is it at? So that's these. Veil Balance breakdown in this case. Veil Balance of longer term balance where the market travels back to the balance area high volume node. So again, I talk about this on that mentoring session. You can go watch it. Anyway, this was saying this market's very bullish. So I took all trades, long trades, double size yesterday. Then you had more balance. Broke out of that. Now you have balance again. I probably wouldn't have taken these double size now I'm looking at just because you get selling tail. If it gets above that stuff, then yeah, I'll probably take double size longs again. This still looks bullish, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't take double size longs here because this is kind of maybe showing its hand a little bit that this may not go. This may fail, right? If it gets above this stuff, then it's go time. I'm going to trade double size longs. I'll still take longs or shorts, right? But if it's in the direction of my guess, my thesis, I trade bigger. I still haven't stopped out of this little piglet yet. So this hurts because I would have half a Gexion still, so that long, but whatever. Today has been very annoying. You got the news story coming in, the piece leak, and then my stuff wasn't working, so I was rattled right away. So just go ahead and put me out of my misery here. But say I stop out of this one. So say this comes up, because this still hasn't retested yet. So say this market comes up to this Gex level up here. It starts to come back. Well, I can still put on back and blacks off of that. Even though the one lost, I can still put on the 2-1. It happens all the time. So if I do get stopped out of that, I will watch to see if it bounces off of that, and I'll put on the corresponding coming back again. I'm going to put an alert just so I don't miss it if it does tag that level. And I'm going to look to get out of some of my longs here. So remember I just said there was nothing for me to get out of my longs. well, there is. I would have got out of some right here, but it went through, it's through there, so I just stopped out of that donkey. Anyway, for my longs, remember the pick and the Izzy, if it struggles here, I'm going to get out of some of my longs, and then I can take the back and blacks coming back. So that will let me know if it gets up there. That sucks that I missed that sexy Gexy, because that would still be a winning trade right now. All right, crude, I'm not seeing anything. Gold, it's already done its retest confirm. If the algo guy is bullish, which it is, I can put on Barks and Lex off of this guy. This is my filter. And this is the pattern. ATR, retest to the tick, surprise, surprise, confirm. Right here, right now, gold, bark, lick. I'm sure there's liquidity up here. There's lick up here, lick up here. So I'm going to put on bark and lick gold longs right now. Settle down. I'm okay. And again, you could take, I want position trades with the heavy, the relative volume is heavy, because you're getting, that's what you want. You want the big money in here that propels the thing.
I think unfortunately, Alan, this is due to sell $95 billion in 4-week bills. Quite a high yield, this falls about 25%, and the private cover was 3.02.
All right. So I am long bark and lick. So I got smoked on some of these on that news story right early on, and that's been happening nonstop lately. That was this stuff. That was the news crap, and then my stuff was down. I wasn't able to monitor. And then I had that. I left some in the order book, so just mistakes. This one was the news story. So I just put these on right now. There's your bark and lick, and then this is the pick and Izzy that I still have on for NASDAQ. So there you go. All right, so you guys got any questions? Throw them in YouTube, please. Do you still use the Dumb and Dumber? Yes, I do. I just talked about it. That's one of the 6 setups. Right, I'll show you. Well, this is a stop and hold, right? So how do I determine if it can push the ATR out? So you had buy stops. Usually it will do this more often than not, because it's the dumb money puke. Buy stops rejection. Well, this one held because it got to the, it's a bullish event, it's a stop and hold. So I could potentially take barks and licks off of this guy too. Let's see. See what the algo guy is doing. This is crude. You know, you got to accept the headlines right now if you're trading. You just got to hope that the headline does not come out contrary to your position. They're coming out nonstop. So it's either you accept it or you just don't trade right now. This, you know, basically until, I don't know. I can't tell you when it's all clear sign, but it sucks. There's nothing worse than having a nice position on. Happened to me the other day. I had awesome shorts on, and the Mexican president came out and said that they had a deal. It wasn't even Trump. The thing, all my shorts just got smoked, right? And they were big winners too. It sucked. I think that was Monday. So the point is, you know, these are markets. It's going to happen. You got to accept it. It's happening way more often than normal. But you know, if you don't like it, then don't trade right now. Anyway, this is a bullish event, but this is not. Algo guy's still bearish. I just showed that. Let's see what else we got here. There's just really been nothing going on since we've been on the webinar. What I can do, I'm going to keep an eye on this for. Well, that was nice. So this is my life story too, by the way. Would that have been the exact tick stop out there? Yeah, I think it was. To the tick. And then right back. So there's nothing here for me to take the back and black though. If I would have tagged this, I would have taken coming back. So if it comes back, it comes back. It sucks for me. What is that? Oh, that's wheat. So I think we got a sexy Gexy here in wheat that I'll take. Let's see. I was just looking at this. No, it's buy ice. So again, I don't. This is a fade trade, right? Because we're looking for daily reactions at these Gex levels. This is a great thing about Mentor Q. We get them for like wheat. But this is buy ice. So I don't want to see the big money buying and then hoping that the dealers have to react, but the big money's buying. The only time I'm taking sexy Gexies is if this is sell ice or buy stop runs into this Gex level. So no sexy Gexy for me. You know, this is a trade in progress too. You could potentially, if it say pops out of here and comes back, you could take that. I'm not doing that yet. These trades are still in progress, right? But they're good enough to be taking right now. So these will be adjusted as we, you know, as I watch more and more of them. But the edge is already there, so I'm willing to, you know, put it out there for my traders and trade it myself. But this is going to be tweaked. Like I said, this could be a variation where you do get the buy ice in the GEX. So I'm not taking the sexy GEXy here, but say this, pops an ATR out and comes back. Well, you can take that potentially. I'm not doing that yet, but I'm just giving you guys ideas, right? So the options are limitless with this stuff. I just need to watch more of these. And then the other thing we talk about too with the back and blacks, I need to watch more of them. Should I take, so say like for instance, I did take this one ATR and lost on it, right? Well, if it tags this and starts coming back, should I still put the one again on? I don't know. I need to watch more of them. I would definitely put the 2 on. Maybe don't put the 1 because the 1's already stopped. See what I'm saying? So these are still trades in progress, but they're good enough for me to be trading and me showing my trading room, like I said. All right, just got a bunch of grain stuff right now. So if you guys want to trade grains, they're going ape shit. Pardon my language. That's what Grandpa Chooch used to say. So these are all going crazy. Wheat, soy meal, and so here. And by the way, I've done this many times lately since I've introduced this trade. Even if this was sell ice, I don't want to be taking this trade, the sexy Gexy. What did I just say a little bit ago? Don't take sexy Gexys or reversion trades if you see relative volume spiking. Look at this relative volume. Look at this relative volume in wheat right now. Look at this. It's 6 times normal volume. You do not want to be trading fade trades when you got the big money plowing into this market. On the flip side, you can see it. Like, look at it. This is the tick strike. It's telling you this too. You can see the blue bubbles. These are market orders. This is going crazy. If this does ATR retest confirm, I'm going to put on Barks and Licks, and this is what you want for the position trades. Like I said, the big money's in here buying the bejesus out of this thing. Algo guy's bullish. So if we get the ATR retest, and I'm not putting on like the sexy Gexy here. So say nothing was going on, I would be watching for a move off there and take the 1 ATR back. The relative volume is 8 times normal. I'm not putting on reversion trades or sexy Gexys. If we get this, I'm going to put on a bark and lick long, right? So there you go. And guys, I'm telling you, you're doing yourself a disservice if you're staring at this crappy ES all day long. So many traders just love the ES to trade the ES. Why? It sucks most of the time, right? So it's like, you have all this opportunity in all these other markets. I know people don't have the bandwidth to watch 15 markets like I'm watching, but watch 5, right? And that's the beauty of the zone drawing tool and the SI indicator, the subchart. It alerts you to something happening in that market, so you don't have to pay attention until it alerts you. So this was close. I could have potentially drawn this, and this is why you want to keep an eye on your markets. I just haven't been over here because I didn't hear anything. But you could have. This was threshold when you add these up. Be careful of adding it up just to get the threshold, but you had 200 buy ice. This is ES. 200 buy ice here, and you had another 633. So this was 800. So I could have drawn this, and this is what the course goes over to, drawing them manually, because sometimes you do have to draw them manually. So let's draw this manually. How do you do that? Well, you watch for the spike and what the corresponding middle of the bubble. So it started there. We will be adjusting this very likely. Started there. More spikes came in. Same price point. Go across here. And then more buy ice came in. You had more right here, that guy. So let's move this up, and you can adjust the zone drawing tool. And then you had another spike there, right? And then you had another spike there. See how they're like selling it, and the buy ice is stopping it. Right there. There you go. That looks accurate. And there you had even more here. This was about 170. You gotta be careful. You don't even be putting 2, but that was inside the zone anyway. So I like that zone. So I could have traded off this zone. I just didn't see it. I mean, I still potentially can. So here we are. What can we do here? Well, the relative volume is horrendous. So definitely back and blacks are in play. Right? So look at this relative volume. This is how you judge whether the big money's in here or not, or if it's just Algoville and options dealers. Horrible. All morning. It's been horrendous. You got a couple spikes here. That's when this buy ice fired off, by the way. And now it's back to crap. So I'm going to take these reversion trades. As long as this, this popped a little bit above there, but this starts coming back, I can at least put this one on. This is the 2. And this gives you the sizing too. So to risk $500, I can put on 1.8. I'm going to round up to 2. Obviously, you can't put on 1.8 big ones, and these are the big contracts. Hold on here. Let me put this in here. So this will be the back in black. You got, and these are even better with multiple options levels, right? It popped a little bit through there. You want to be careful, right? I don't really want to see a big move through there, but it rejected. Just filled on that. I'll put the 1 on as well, out of the zone. I stop for this one, so the dashed line is the entry. Stop for the 2 is up here. You just hover over at 0450. So that's a stop for that guy. And then I'll put on the 1 too if it comes back. 94.75. I'll put on 2 of those. And I'll be out of the zone. So this is the back in black. There you go. Then if, say, this does the ATR retest, I got a couple different strategies I can put on there. Position strategies. What can I put on? Red rum. What's red rum? Volume event in this case buy ice in the red ribbon. I take that first move. Actually, I should already be long that because that's first move out. So I should have been long that right there. So I'll put that strategy on long if it comes back because I should already had it on. And then I could put on barks and licks. Right? So you see I'm short the reversion trade. But if it goes ATR retest, I can put bark and licks, and I should have already put on red rum at 96.50. So if that comes back to 96.50, so the way I do it too, if I miss trades, as long as it doesn't already hit something where I already got out of some, I'll put it back on. So I missed the red rum, that was the aggressive entry. So as long as it didn't tag something, I wouldn't have been getting out, right? I mean, I probably would have got out of a couple here. So this is a little iffy. I mean, this isn't a great risk reward, but I don't ignore important areas, right? So what I'll do here is if it does ATR retest, I'll put on all 3. Red rum, bark, lick. But red rum normally is the aggressive trade. But I probably would have got out of a couple here if it struggles, which it's doing. That's why I put on the back in black. So anyway, ATR retest confirmed. We got barks, licks, and red rum. You want to be careful trading between 10:30 and 12:30. I can't tell you how much money I've lost, and I'm talking millions of dollars. I lost again. Here's the ATR retest here, by the way. So I'm taking bark and lick long and wheat, and I'm really surprised it came back to the zone. Not. This is all it does. I could put on 2 of those. This market is very bullish. Let's see here. I'm probably going to trade double size here. You can see our bigger picture stuff. I mean, it's fighting this right now, this guy. Let's see, right at the high volume node. So I'm not going to put on double size here. But this looks very, very, very bullish over, I mean, the last few days. You had a failed balance breakdown of that guy. You had a breakout of that guy. It held. Balance, held. Building more balance. So it looks bullish. I'm not going to trade double size, though, because I was fighting this stuff, and it's far enough away from all this stuff here. Hold on, I need to be... Okay, so guys, this is why I wait for this pattern, right? I'm not long yet. It hit the ATR. Here's the blue line. Here's your retest. If it comes back out, then I take my longs. If this goes down and hits the ATR below, no go for me. I can't trade either one because it tagged the ATR above, tagged the ATR below, no trade for me if that happens. If it comes back without hitting this ATR, which is the short validation, I'll go long, bark and lick, 85 quarter. You can see it right there, 85 quarter. And I could put on 2. That's the beauty of the zone jar. Most traders, they struggle with, where do I get in? Where do I get out? How many do I trade? All this is here for you. Now all you need to do is know your areas, wait for the volume event, and trade like an algo. Then you just have to monitor yourself. That's not easy. It's easier said than done. But you don't have to, all these other variables are taken out for you. So you just have to work on not being an idiot. And I'm talking to myself. Bark, lick. All right, those are working. All right, we're at the time too, guys. Time flies when you're rattled. You got any questions, throw them in right now, and I will answer them. Why is ES so bad? Because it sucks. Because most of the time it's just a 3-point ATR, 3 ATR, meaning it's rotating 3-4 points. It's just a slower moving market, and it's just overrun with algos, so on and so forth. I still trade it, but my point is, don't pigeonhole yourself into one market, right? Like, this stuff happens all across. I'm literally watching 13 different markets: crude, gold, natural gas, NASDAQ, ES, Russell, Dow, bonds, soybeans, wheat, soy meal, soy oil, silver, copper. And you can all, and I'm watching Bitcoin too. Let's just take one quick look and see if anything happened in Bitcoin today. Bitcoin futures, it's the same stuff. It doesn't matter. We're looking for concentrated areas of traders and taking advantage of the market moves out of there. Someone's got to puke them. That's how you got to view it. So we got Bitcoin futures threshold is 25. Got nothing in there yet. Actually, you could have drawn it here. This is where you can add them, right? Look, 13, 7, 10. So that's 30. I would have drawn that. And the market, it does the same stuff, guys. Look at this. Here, just quickly. It doesn't matter what market you're looking at if you know the thresholds. So that started here, looks like. Zone drawer. Spike to there. Well, we'll just look at the lower end of it because that's all that matters. So it hasn't retested yet. This is a broken nice setup. But the point is, this is, I added these three. What's this here? So if you had important areas, you can take them back in black, so on and so forth. So my point is, you're doing yourself a disservice. Here's live cattle. You want to trade live cattle? Most people are like, what? Doesn't matter. Look at all this buy ice down here. Like, it's been buying the whole day. Watch this over the next couple of days. See what happens with this much buy ice coming in. Here's hogs. It doesn't matter, guys. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't mean you have to watch 13 markets. Pick 5 of them. All right, anyway, I'm still short this back in black. If we go an ATR retest, I will go long bark and lick. I'm still long. This is why I'm crazy, by the way, and I bet you nonstop. Look at this stop out to the exact effing tick. I didn't take anything back here. I didn't get out of any longs here, so that's my own fault. I was waiting for here. So I'm still long the pick and Izzy too. So. All right, sorry guys, it's been a kind of a massacre today as far as the technical stuff, but hopefully you're learning on these other strategies, and the opportunities are limitless when you know what you're looking for, right? You got bond stuff firing out too. Usually when bond stuff fires off, the bigger moving equity is coming too, so pay attention to that. All right, I do this every day in my trade room, not usually this discombobulated, but apologies for that. I will